Would you rather make $30 an hour working, we'll say for me or just anybody, or would you rather make $30 an hour within, let's say, 30 minutes by making 2 sales, 1 sale or 2? Everybody's got their own answer to that. It's basic though for some people. I'd rather make a sale. So first off, you must decide, is entrepreneurship for you or the 9-to-5 career or kind of where you're at in life, man. And then that's gonna really help you figure out what you're trying to do. And then you gotta figure out what you're really commit to it regarding time and resources, funding, finances, energy, and what you're willing to sacrifice or give up to achieve this goal. If you're not willing to sacrifice, man, put in the work and the time, if you're not naturally motivated, if you're not a hustler, then entrepreneurship ain't for you, man. Stay to that 9-to-5, because it's gonna be probably more work. It's gonna be some work getting your brand, your product, and your idea from being an idea to actually manifesting it. So if you ain't got the heart, if you ain't elite, if you ain't lit about your idea, if you ain't a champ, if you ain't got that heart to really go get it, go do it, and stick with it, even when times is you got 1 fan and you got 100 fans, or 1,000 and so on. You ain't built for that. If you can't handle, rejection and it ain't for you, man. So stick to that 9-to-5, man, and continue to, flourish in that career. Real quick though, man, I guess we'll start with the pros and cons of 9-to-5. So some pros of having a job, especially if you actually, you're doing something that you're passionate about, you're getting paid well, you're actually in the career field that you went to school for, you went to college for. It's a beautiful thing, man. Some people are actually in great situations, phenomenal environments for, regarding their personal development and their professional development. They're getting taken care of financially, the benefits, there's some dope ass situations out there, great ass jobs and careers. We all know that's not the case for everybody. I also know that a lot of these careers they've created careers for themselves because some of these people are entrepreneurs. But we'll stick to the people that have 9-to-5 that are, they're doing financially well off, or they're comfortable. They're in a great situation. They're making, pretty good, decent, great money. They're an educator, whatever you want to call it, some type of civil servant, anything like that. They bring in enough money to live the life they want to. That's good for them. That's cool. If that's what floats your boat, cool. This video is obviously probably really for the entrepreneurs, or maybe people that are on the fence or might have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They might have a job and be an entrepreneur, and they're trying to figure out, how do I become a full-time entrepreneur? Again, let's get over the pros though really quick. So with the pros, potentially being in a great environment, you got stability. As far as, especially if your life and everything's going well, you're good. You got 40 consistent hours a week regarding, that consistent pay. And that's what you need. Any business needs consistent pay, consistent revenue, potential for benefits, and stock in the company, different things like that. There might be an opportunity for career growth, depending on how that goes. It might be an opportunity for you to start in one position and over a certain period of time, ascend through the company, gain new titles, new raises, new financial incentives, things like that. I'm sure there's something else. Well, that's enough pros for the 9-to-5. So there's just some pros, to that for sure, man. The stability, the financial security, the benefits, the potential career growth. There's some benefits there. Especially, like I said, if you're passionate and knowledgeable within your industry and highly qualified, and you got great leadership and mentorship, not just bosses, but great leaders. Difference between being a boss and a leader. But anyways, and then you got the cons of a 9-to-5. Crappy environment. Management sucks. Management is less qualified than you, but they're leading you, or they're the boss of you somehow. Probably through some nepotism or some brown nosing is probably more than likely what it is. Let me see. potential crappy hours. If not the length of hours, then just the number of hours that you're required to work in a week, especially if you're on salary. It just is what it is with that. But you might be putting in 40 to 50 hours. And we here at Elite Vita, and Elite Lifestyles, the way we live, we definitely believe in that, a healthy work-life balance. We work hard and play hard. Or we work hard and play hard, or however you want to look at it. We do both extremely well and extremely, to the best, diligently at that. But yeah, we ain't just zombies out here, man. We ain't just sheep. We ain't just cattle. We're not just, slaves. You know what I mean? Like, we want to enjoy some of the fruits of our labor. And you can get in a situation, a job, man, where you're putting in 40, 50, 60 hours on a weekly basis. And that's not including what you need to do to maintain you as a business, as an entity, and your, personal life, the kids, family, whatever else you got going on. But healthy work-life balance is definitely important. And not all companies, a majority of companies do not value healthy work-life balance. And that's facts. They don't care about you, man. You're just another commodity. Something happened to you, watch a help wanted sign go up the next day, because you're replaceable, man. Promise you are. There aren't too many jobs. I don't care what you are. There's very few career fields and very few things that you're involved with that they can't find anybody else that won't take that won't take your job, be qualified for it, and might do it at a discount. You know what I mean? It might take more, might be more accepting of the environment, and the culture than what you are. But aside from that, though, so you got the potential for crappy hours, like I said, crappy leadership, crappy environment, which is, leading, not adding to your quality of life, which is making, could cause some suffering, some issues on other levels. We'll get to that. Let me see. There could be little to no career growth. A lot of these corporations are big into nepotism, you know what I mean? Who their friend is and cousin and who knows who. And some things are, it's not what you know, it's who you know. But I know that what you know is going to keep you there. Who you know might get you in the door. Getting in the door is very important. But we're all about staying power here. So we like to get somewhere and actually thrive and, be seen as an asset and as a commodity. And so which is why we don't do no fake it until you make it or anything like that. And unfortunately, a lot of corporations and companies are built like that, on the fake it till you make it mentality, the dog eat dog, the snake mentality. So there's just things that you got to watch out for. And that's good and bad, and there's pros and cons and everything. But right now we're talking about the pros and cons of working a job, having a 9-to-5 or a career. But that's just a few of them, man. You got the pros, you got the cons, like you do in everything. But I'm just laying that out so that you know a few of them, so that you can really just start to decide what's best for you and what you want to do long term. I would say for sure, definitely like short and mid term. But you ultimately need to be thinking about what your end goal is. And the longer you take to get started on that, you know what I mean, to being an entrepreneur, the longer it's going to take you to actually achieve those goals. And I mean, you write your story as the author. You're the author of your own story. You know what I mean? And I'm not discounting God or anything like that. I'm just talking about as far as, anyways, you need to have more say-so, and you need to be more intentional about your success and things that you want to be involved with, and taking ideas and actually and creating them and manifesting them. And jobs sometimes, man, cutting to that, because there's only 24 hours in a day, supposedly. 24 hours in a day, though. They want you to sleep 8 hours of a day. That's a third of your day gone right there. Yeah, essentially, man, they want you to work a third of your day, 8 hours. You know what I mean? They want you to sleep a third of your day, which only leaves you 8 hours to take care of personal business, to grow you, to work on you, to educate yourself, to build a corporation, to build a business. Can be done. But if it was that easy, if it was that simple, more people there would be more successful entrepreneurs than what there are now. And I think from the fact of it is that, especially if you're going by the way society's kind of set you up to go, is that's going to drain you. You know what I mean? You got to spend 8 hours sleeping, 8 hours working. You got to commute back and forth. If you got kids or a family, just basic stuff you got to take care of. You got to grocery shop, you got to bathe, you got to get your hair cut, you got your clothes, you got basic stuff, upkeep. You got to clean, your environment, your space. That take time as well. But all this time is cutting into time to build your empire. You know what I mean? And so you got to find a way to build your empire. And there's different ways to do that. And sometimes, unfortunately, a job kind of cuts into that. So there's different ways of going about it too. You know what I mean? Like, as far as getting your funding and getting things taken care of, so that you can, when you do take that leap, you're ready to go. But we'll cover funding and, you know, all this stuff in a different video. Right now, we just want to talk about the pros and cons of having a 9 to 5. And that's where the mentality comes from. If I want to make, and I'm being nice by saying 30 an hour, because a lot of people don't make that. You know, whatever you make is what you make. That's your business. But I'm saying a lot of people don't make 30 an hour. So I'm going to say, you know, 25, 30 an hour. Let's say 30 to keep the math simple. If I want to make $300 a day, I would have to work 10 hours a day at a job. And, you know, most people are working, you know, 7, 8 hours a day, you know, 9, you know what I'm saying? Some more than that, but if they work more than that, it still balances out to 40 hours, depending on, you know, 40, 45 hours, depending. Shout out to our sponsors at Vaseline, the most complete and elite skin hydration in the nation. The way I keep my skin healthy, glowing, shining, and prosperous, Vaseline Cocoa Radiant. The best skin hydration in the nation. Look, everybody deserves healthy, glowing skin. The mentality of making $30 an hour working for somebody, but having to be there physically for that entire hour period, versus if I had the right conversation and if I'm in the right location, I can make that same $30 or more. I'm not capped, or more, because you're capped at a job, or you capped salary, capped on your hourly. But there's a potential to make that same amount of money or more in a shorter time frame, based on your location, the conversation that you have, different things like that, and your sales pitch. And so that always stood out to me, like, how do I find a way, you know what I'm saying, to make that happen? How do I facilitate that? And so, you know, you keep your day job while you can, you do what you can, and there's benefits to that, because you'll learn different tricks of the trade and how to be professional, and, you know, finance practices and budgeting and procurement and all the different things that you're gonna learn, you know what I mean, when you're working a 9 to 5 and you're in that professional setting. But at the same time, I'm like, it's not rocket science to me. I'm like, I would rather if I could make $30 an hour in 20, 30 minutes, hell, even if it took me an hour, if I make that same $30 an hour, but it was something that I created, something that I made, I would feel more proud about that than if I went somewhere else and I would feel more accomplished about that, I would say. It's a different way of hustling, I guess, a different way to go about eating it. When you're in a job and you're in a career, you know, you're essentially waiting for somebody to hire you, to qualify you. I mean, it's what because you go to a job and you're being, you know, you gotta get interviewed. Essentially, some of y'all begging for it. We begging for a job. You know what I mean? They're interviewing you, but you're begging for a job, begging for a position on the team. You get on the team, but you're potentially capped as far as the money you can make. If you get paid $30 an hour, that's what you're gonna get paid. You know what I mean? Like, that's what your salary averages out to. If you're just an hourly employee, you can come in and be employee of the week 20 times. And there are some companies that take care of their employees, you know, through incentives and, you know, bonus programs and all that. Majority don't. That's facts. Majority don't give out bonuses and commissions. So your $30 is gonna be your $30. It don't matter if you're the best employee or you're the worst employee in there. So there's not always a ton of incentive for you to go out there and go above and beyond, aside from just, you know what I'm saying, completing the basic task of the job, which is what you've been asked to do. You have been asked to go above and beyond. And so above and beyond effort requires above and beyond pay. And these companies don't be talking about that. And so me knowing that, me having seen that and knowing that already, when you create your own, when you work for a company, you can be fired at any point in time. In most cases, very few situations that doesn't apply. Most cases you can be fired for any time, no reason. They give you a reason, it doesn't matter. They want to hire their nephew. Bye-bye. You know what I mean? Or they got a cousin or a friend who somebody lost a job, and it is what it is, you know what I mean? Like, you might be the next on the chopping block. But when you have your own company, and it's your company, who's gonna fire you? Exactly. So when you're the CEO of your own company, you report to you. Sometimes you might have to fire you, which might be a good problem once you start growing, as far as putting somebody in there that's better qualified so that you can focus on other things. But essentially, when you're the boss, it's your company, it's your baby. Who's gonna get rid of you? Especially, like I'm gonna say, if you're the person to go to, and you set up systems and things like that to where you establish yourself as knowledgeable and reputable in what you're doing, like, and as a great leader, like, who's gonna fire you? Exactly. So that right there should be a major pro off top. Who's gonna fire you for something that you created and that's yours? Exactly. So that right there, to me, in one sense, creating more stability regarding job stability, because I can go anywhere. I can't necessarily, guarantee how long I'll be there or what my career path will be. Again, with me being an entrepreneur, I can promote myself. So that's the pros. And I'm gonna talk about cons. So I want to end on pros, but I can promote myself. See what I'm saying? It could be whatever title I want to be at any given time, as well as the people that work with our company and our industry. But we can promote ourselves as often. We can give out raises whenever we need to based on performance. You know what I mean? And that, that's a pro. And last pro I'll touch on really quick before I jump into cons is when you're at a job or career, I don't care, you can be the principal of a school. You can't give your son, you can't even hire your kid to work in the same building, I believe. They can be in the same school district. They can't be on the same campus, I believe, because it'll look, it's nepotism. It look like you hired them for a certain reason. You can't even get them to be assistant principal or anything like that, regardless of what qualifications they have or anything like that. And that goes for most places. Like most of these jobs you work at, you can be you VP of this or whatever the case is. You might be able to get your kid a job. It won't be reporting to you. It won't be up under you. They'll be working in a totally different department, more than likely. When you own your own company, though, and I'll let the tax guru speak on this. For one, you can hire your kid to any position you want to. You can start paying your child I don't want to get the age wrong. I want to say as early as 3 or 4 for different things. Maybe it might be a little older than that. But we'll let the tax gurus can correct me on that. I know you can pay your child, though, I believe up to $12,000 a year from your company for doing miscellaneous things, being an office assistant. We have a clothing brand, so being a model, you know what I mean? Or there are different things we can work on, you know what I mean? But they help out with the company, doing different administrative duties around the office, helping clean up, whatever the case is, clean up the shop. There are different ways to help put your kid on, basically. You can't do that in the company, but you can do that as an entrepreneur. Real quick, let me grab my tablet. Some cons. There's more risk. So when you leave the safety confines of having a job and you take that leap off the porch and you want to be an entrepreneur, everything's on you, man. Especially if you're full time. If you kind of got one foot in, one foot out, it's going to be somewhat of a smoother transition potentially, because you still got money coming in. But you're also delaying some of the growth of your business, because you got to spend that 8 hours with the job. So you got to find a balance. If you are one foot in, one foot out. But it's more risk, man. So more reward too. We'll talk on pros in a minute. More risk though. Everything is on you. So if it don't go right, you go bankrupt. You don't get no sales. It's on you. The marketing plan don't work. On you. Not enough customers. You're not advertising correctly. Shit don't go right. It's on you. That's something that you take on as an entrepreneur, and you know that going in there. But there's levels of things, and you find out just how much everything really is on you. And it's either gonna make you or break you, make or break the business. It's gonna, you fail, you learn. We win or learn, we don't lose. You find a way to come back, to get smarter, to go harder, so you make sure that you don't make that same mistake as a business, because you want to keep y'all surviving and thriving, not just surviving but thriving. But the risk is all on you. So you learn to, negotiate better. These are pros. Having more risk is gonna teach. It's things you're gonna learn from being in these risky situations. It's gonna teach you how to move better through the water, how to navigate, how to negotiate better. Another con is taxes. So when you're individual, you work for somebody, you get a W-2 or a 1099. W-2 if you work for somebody and they're taking out taxes for you. 1099, and tax gurus can elaborate on all this for me, because that's not my specialty. 1099, if you're an independent contractor, you do work for them, but they don't take out taxes, meaning you got to take your own taxes out and report that at the end of the year. That's one thing if you're an entrepreneur. I'm sorry, if you're an employee. If you're an entrepreneur, now you're dealing with different taxes, meaning tax rates or tax brackets, but definitely tax rates or percentages that you got to pay into and stuff like that. Whether you're a sole prop, an LLC, a small corporation, or a nonprofit. I don't think nonprofits pay taxes like that. But I am a tax guru, and we're not a nonprofit, so I ain't gonna elaborate on that. But yeah, just taxes, man. Taxes. You gotta stay on that, man. I know if you're LLC, you gotta pay franchise taxes and quarterly taxes, different things like that you gotta have a tax attorney for to keep you on. Or tax strategies is what you need. So shout out to Carlton Davis and Donnell Prince Donnell, man. Those two brothers get you straight away on your personal taxes and your business taxes, as well as tax strategies to benefit on certain things and capitalize on some of the tax laws that are out there. But that's not me. That's not for me to speak on. They can talk about that for you. But when you're an entrepreneur, yeah, man, you got to worry about taxes, man. Staying on top of your taxes and paying that. Payroll taxes, different things, man. That's why you need a tax attorney and a tax strategist to keep you on top of that in your filing dates and all that, so that you're good. And that I add this on there. Your financial expert can talk about this, but you got to keep a con was actually a pro though, for sure, is you got to keep your personal finances separate from your business finances. And that's for tax purposes and credit and other things like that. But yeah, it's things you got to look out for, man. Less security, man. You get less of a safety net. You got a job, you got a career, you got, as long as you show up, you got 40 hours, you got a paycheck coming in, you got your benefits coming in, and all that's cool. When you're an entrepreneur, especially when you're 100% entrepreneur, you might not have no benefits for a little while. That steady paycheck ain't gonna be there always. Once you start getting more traction, more following, more sales, yeah, it'll be there. But just saying, it's starting off while you're building the brand up. Yeah, man, you gotta build it up so where it's flowing in, because you might have staff you gotta pay, you got materials that you gotta purchase, depending on what your business is. But you got operational expenses essentially, and that might cut into your actual paycheck. But that's one thing that you take on as a leader, as an entrepreneur, is that when you do become a leader and entrepreneur, y'all eat last. I mean, you gotta make sure your people, you gotta make sure the ship stays flowing, the show stays going on, even if you gotta, eat crumbs that week, or drink water. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It comes with the grind, but you gotta stay focused and focus on the big picture, and knowing that these small sacrifices are gonna lead to big time rewards and gains. Well, we got more hours, and like I said at the beginning, man, if you're an entrepreneur, especially starting off, once you get to a certain level and you're able to elevate and delegate people to do certain things and tasks, and you can focus on the bigger picture, and you're working more on the business and not in the business, you're going to put more hours in. I know some people want to leave their day job and I don't want to work. I'm tired of working 30, 40 hours. You're going to work 30, 40 hours with your business, in one way or another. You got admin work, you got orders to fill. We got a youth program as well. Support us online, all social media platforms, eLeague Sports, ELEAGU SPORTS. Visit us online at elitevida.com, ELITE. V like Victor, IDA.com. But anyways, you're going to work more hours, man. Recording content, editing the content, meeting with your team, training staff, firing staff, going over benefits, meeting with your tax strategist, meeting with your business attorney. It's going to be work. You know what I mean? So you're going to put more, especially like I said, while you're laying the foundation down and getting the basics down and put your infrastructure in, that just come with the territory. And some of that stuff some of that stuff you're going to grow into knowing, but it's gonna be work, man. And you gotta do that so that the business and the company gets to a point to where you can go from working in the business and you can work on the business and grow it and scale it. But real quick, man, let me tap back on these pros, because we're not ending on a negative note. You get more rewards though too. You're gonna put in more hours, more work, more risk. It is what it is. When you get that recipe right, you get more rewards, higher profit margins. You make the money. You ain't just making the money and everybody's seeing it but you. You get to make the money. It's not what you make, it's what you make and what you keep. It's how much money you make and what you keep. And we big on making money and keeping our money around here too, and then multiplying it. So you get more rewards for the risk that you put out there. More profit margins. And all businesses are in for profit margins. Hell, you trying to get more money from your job because you want higher profit. You want more profit margin. You want more take home money. After I pay my bills, what money I got left over to do what I want to and what I need to. That's your profit. So we got more profit margins because we're entrepreneurs. We get to keep more of our money. Schedule flexibility. We create our own schedule. We have things we have to do, especially when we're in sports season. There's certain things, we have certain drops and products that we're getting ready to put out. But essentially, it's been real freeing being able to create your own schedule, especially knowing what you got to do. You dictate, and you gotta manage your time wisely too. That's a pro and a con. Con if you ain't doing it right, a pro if you are doing it right. Manage that time wisely which is going to allow schedule flexibility. Because once you line things up correctly in the way they need to be to where things flow, it's going to allow you to have gaps and openings in your others throughout your day or throughout your schedule to work on other aspects of the business and grow and multiply that. Or just a little bit of free and downtime you might need to regroup, to recalibrate, to focus. Okay, now let me get back to my next move so you come back, energized and refreshed and ready to go. And then financial freedom, man. We do this for financial freedom. We ain't just out here just because we trying to, we're going to impact the world. We want to. We got families to feed, and, you can't be woke and broke. So, but anyways, though, we do this for financial freedom, though. And so being an entrepreneur, again, there's very few careers that are going to pay you, that you're going to get wealthy off of. If you're a professional athlete, you work in finance and real estate, and, you got the social content creators, and you got a lot of different people making bread a lot of different ways. So I won't say that it's not possible to do that, but right now we're talking about just working a job or career. The average career, the average job, you're not going to get wealthy off of. You're probably going to be working till you're 60 or 70 years old, and it's not going to work for you. Cost of living is going to go up, and I've been knowing this since I was little. Old folks used to tell me how much gum used to cost, milk, candy. Used to be able to get candy for a nickel. I ain't never bought a piece of gum. Gum was at least 25, 50 cents when I was coming up. And that wasn't too much longer from when my people was kids, when they were telling me them stories. And so cost of living is going to go up, but your wages might not go up. Meaning your rent's going to go up, food's going to cost more, medicine's going to cost more, but you might not be making more money. And so you got a society that's costing you more to live in, it's getting more expensive to live in, but you don't have the income to match that. And if you're getting older, and if you're not getting raises and you're not getting promoted, and if you're not essentially making more money than you spend or making more money than what it costs to live out here and really, thrive and not just survive, then you fighting a losing battle. Social Security has been up in the air. It is what it is on kind of how that's going to be paid out. We know cost of living is going up. These countries are beefing like they always do, but, hopefully a war don't break out. And if that does, that creates more problems, issues. But cost of living going to go up. It's not necessarily that your wage is going to go up, because your wage is capped. It don't matter how great of an employee you are. You make $25, $30 an hour, show up early, leave late. Unless they have a bonus and commission structure built in there to where they let you know up there up front and you know that, nah, you're going to make that $30 an hour. You work your 8 hours, that's $240, period. But at the same time, if you're an entrepreneur, you can get $240 in sales. If you got $30 in product, that's 8 sales. You can get 8 sales in 2 hours and have 6 hours of your day left to go do what you need to go get 8 more sales, to go get more inventory. But it's all about time management. And this video, man, is not to, to knock on anybody, hate anybody. Do what you gotta do, man. You gotta do. That's why we want to put these gems out here and this knowledge on. But you gotta figure out what's best for you. Some people built for that 9 to 5 and working for 40, 50 years, and it work out well for some people. You might get, like I said, you might get the retirement, a little 401k, get your little pension plan, whatever. That's cool. Get that. Do what you gotta do. Some of us entrepreneurs, man, we try and do the same thing in less time. There's a cap when you're an entrepreneur. Your salary is your salary for the most part. Your hourly rate is your hourly rate. When you're an entrepreneur, you determine your sales. Especially if you got an online store. Now your store is open 24 hours a day, and you can get sales while you sleep. But anyways, yeah, man. Appreciate the time. Like, share, subscribe. Visit us online at elitevida.com, elitevida.com. Our first 50 subscribers each month are going to get a free t-shirt. All you got to do is cover shipping, man. It'll take you 4 seconds to enroll, to subscribe, all right? Join the Elite fam today. 4 seconds, enter your email, confirm your email. We'll send you the promo code. Get your free shirt. Just pay for shipping. We got you. What else? We got a college tour coming up, man. A 7-campus college tour coming up. We're looking for, and we're going to find them, the most elite, the most lit college campuses, the most, lit, elite college bands, sports, football teams, basketball teams, who got the best steppers, who got the best, all that, man, who got the best sorority and Greek life, man. Shout out to the Noops at A&M Commerce, East Texas State, 85, and all Divine 9 at A&M Commerce, man, and Dallas, Texas, for that matter, DFW. Anyways, though, man, we looking for, and we pulling up on we looking for the most elite campuses, matter of fact. We ain't even did this. We're going to rank the top ones, though, once we get all of them knocked out. Texas, Louisiana, we started with y'all first. Going on a seven campus tour. We got 3 campuses we haven't announced yet. If we need to pull up on your campus, you need to let us know. Drop a comment in there. Man, like, share, subscribe, man. All sales go to supporting youth sports. We coming to a city near you. We do that with your help. Visit us online at elitevida.com, ELITEVIDA.com, or all social media platforms at eLeague Sports, ELEAGUESPORTS. Follow us online, man. Our first 50 subscribers each month. Each month, our first 50 subscribers for that month are going to get a free shirt. The way you get that is you take 4 seconds to enroll for the contest. Enter your email online. When the pop-up arrives, subscribe to the email, confirm your email. We send you a promo code. You get your free shirt. All you got to do is cover shipping. You get a free shirt, just cover shipping. That goes to our first 50 subscribers each month. Like, share, subscribe. If you like and dig the content, if there's some content or topics that you want us to cover, let us know, man. But anyways, though, let's go back into the topic of should a 9 to 5 be for you or entrepreneur? What I did was just come up with a list of pros and cons for both. Talk about it a little bit, elaborate some, but it's on you really to essentially decide what you want out of this life, what you built for.